Hey, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. It's Rick and Rob talking about real estate again. Hey, how are you doing today, Rick?
Good as usual. Glass is half full. I started doing this thing every morning, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, where I try to, before I open my eyes, I try to think about one thing that I'm appreciative of. And there's a fellow that's coming to our national conference. His name is John Foley, and he says an attitude of gratitude is where we ought to live, and live as often as we can, as many minutes in a day. And he's so right. So I try to think about something for which I'm genuinely appreciative, and then that sets the tone for the day. It's hard to wake up. It's hard to wake up anything but good when you start that way. I don't do it every day, but I try. So to answer your question, I'm doing great.
Nice. And I'm sure, 4 out of 5 times you're thinking about me and sending me positive vibes anyway.
I am. And thank you for the work you're doing. We're having our national conference, our national business conference in Orlando at the Swan and Dolphin in May 8th through the 11th. And thanks for helping us. When you have
sure.
a company our size, 20,000 agents, it's good to have you reaching out, your team reaching out and making sure they're aware of what's happening down there. And our registrations are high and people are excited to be coming. So thanks for doing that.
You guys are going to have an amazing event. I look forward to taking part in that as well. It's going to be great.
Yep.
But let's talk.
Yep.
Let's talk about recruiting. Let's talk about why is data so important when you're recruiting? Broker owners that are targeting, they want to, they've got like 30,000 people in their MLS. It's going to be a nightmare to try and work your way through those people. Why is data important when you're recruiting realtors?
Well, the way we use it, I don't know, am I allowed to say the name of the program or the software that we use?
It's a free ad for sure.
Well, and it's not us, but Kevin Tu and Gene Lee own and operate a company called Trend Graphics, and their software, especially the latest iteration of their software, provides data analytics from the MLS along with a CRM system that allows you to take information about the marketplace, all of the agents within a given MLS region or any slice and dice segment of a region, and then know more about who's doing what in the marketplace. And so data in the recruiting process serves us in many ways, but the two basic ways are when an agent is in the sweet spot where we can really help them earn more net revenue, and that's a big sweet spot. It helps us identify those agents so that we can appropriately communicate to them and not generically communicate. So here's an example. I can run a screen on every one of our markets and find the agents that are up over previous year, down over previous year, trending above or below their 3-year average. I can identify those agents, and then when I reach out to them, I can know for sure that I have something to offer them. So if their business is declining, I can know that. Why is somebody, when the market's up 10%, why are they flat or up 1% or down 5%? They're underperforming the market. And that information allows for authentic, well-articulated conversations about why they would be a good candidate to join our company. And when you use information that way, you stop being form letter company and start being a company that really understands the person, at least the production of the person that they're making contact with. And that's how we use it.
Well, it's like any company, like if you were looking at it outside of real estate industry that wants to know what their target demographic is going to be in marketing, right? Because in real estate, recruiting is a sale. We do it here. I've been doing it since 2008. You're selling the realtor on the office brand and group and vibe and everything and all that kind of stuff. And so the more that you can find out about what you're trying to sell, and who you're trying to sell it to, the more chances you have of closing the deal. You know what I mean? And yeah. I think that that's one of the things that's a brilliant insight when using, data to recruit people is that, maybe you're struggling trying to recruit the top producers in town. You're trying to recruit the top 10% of the agents in that town. And I tell you, those people don't move around very much, right? But the people that are kind of between 6 deals and 12 to 15 deals in there where they've got kind of almost enough income to support themselves, but not, they could use some help to get somewhere else, right? That seems to be a real sweet spot. Do you guys find the same thing there?
Yeah, well, it is. And, the way I think about it is it doesn't really matter. If you're going after targeting top producers, that's great. You can do that. You have all the information about their production, and you know who's doing what. Sales volume, units, how many of their listings expire, what percentage of list price to selling price they get, in essence, how well they're satisfying their clients. But then there's this other group, I would call it the new to the business but not yet succeeding group. And if somebody's been in the business a year and they've had 1 or 2 sales, they may need the help of a mentoring program or the personal touch and guidance of business planning with our broker network. So when someone goes through the trouble of going to school, going through all the education that's required, then get their state license, and they've been down the road for 6 months and no sale, that's also an incredible target. If the reason that they're not yet productive, we can cure. And so we engage in that part of the market too. So both ends.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it seemed like, a while ago, it was kind of strange to everybody using data to recruit. Everyone was kind of late to adopt it. Those who were doing it had it figured out, liked it. And it seemed like you guys were into that right away. And, moving forward, what kind of systems and tools do you see, being more effective to recruit? Or do you think that social media is more effective to recruit, or email campaigns, or phone call outreach? What do you find is the best way for people to connect?
Yeah, you kind of move between workflow platform like the Trend Graphics, Broker Recruiting Elite, Broker Edge Recruiting Elite. I always get that wrong, but anyway, it's the name of the platform that our brokers, owners, and managers are operating. And then there's the how do you market and how do you create a recruiting brand? And social media is an incredible way to do it, as you just mentioned. But then the other part is you have to have a core group of people, broker owners, managers, and you're it's a bad reference, but weapons fire rate. How often are you actually getting your story told? And you have to do everything you possibly do to have that story told as often as possible. And part of a good company, like in our Dallas office, I was talking to a principal broker, and he said, Rick, over 80% of the people who joined us, and he's got an 800-person office, and he's growing fast, but over 80% in 2021 of the people who joined us came because of testimonials and national advocacy from our agents. And that's the most powerful way to recruit. Now, you can put all the messaging out on social media, but if your people aren't happy, and the recruiting is being done by one person in office, you're just not going to succeed today. So we use social media, we use email, we use text message, we use, of course, the wonderful testimonials of our own agents, and we use outsourced companies like yours to help us tell the story as often as we can.
Nice. Right on. Well, thanks for chatting with me today, again, Rick. That's always a pleasure. Well, we can talk forever. And we try and keep these under 10 minutes, keep them short so people have a quick watch on Monday. So again, I'll see you next time on the Rick and Rob Show.
All right. All right. Thanks, Rob.